Beloved, today is October 25th, 2017, and in a dream while I was sleeping, I was shown a church. It was a Seventh-day Adventist church because I could recognize and see the sign. And I entered it from behind the church through a dining room that they had there. Then there were some people who were pouring grape juice into glasses as if to make the Lord's Supper. But other people came and did not respect those glasses, and they took them and began to drink, and others played with the juice, and it was all an irreverence. It was a laxity with that emblem that represents the shed blood of our Jesus Christ for us. So at that moment, when I saw that, I said, why do they do that? Don't they know that God is so holy? And you all are doing such great irreverence, I told them. So I left there and went to see the pastor. Then I commented to him, and he calmly said to me, Sister, go and do it yourself. So yes, I went and ran to do it. Then I did, and I proceeded to go inside the temple, and I went to put the grape juice on the table, from where it's done. True, whenever we are going to take the Holy Supper or the Lord's Supper, we go and put the emblems there. But to my surprise, when I went there, on that table there was a coffin of a dead. It was a coffin of a dead, gray-colored, and it was open from the middle up, as when we are watching over a person. So when I went in front of the coffin, I saw that there was a man in it. He was an older man, but when I looked closely, he was already in a state of decomposition. You could already see little worms that came out of his skin, and the corpse stank. So I ran out with the grape juice to the dining room and went into the church again. After I left the grape juice in the dining room, but this time I entered the church through the main part, the front part. Then I could see there that in the same room there were three groups, since one on the left side, they carried out the rite of the Holy Supper. In the middle was the funeral of those who were there watching this man who was in a state of decomposition. And on the right side, I saw how a young man came forward and took a microphone, and there he began to tell everyone that they were ready for the youth social. So I saw how simultaneously these three events in the same church room at the same time in the temple were taking place. So my indignation was so great that I ran to the front and took the microphone and said, Enough! Don't you know that God sees us? Is it that you want to get lost? I yelled at them. Don't you care about your salvation? Then at that moment, everything stopped. Then I saw how the pastor began to come forward and came to me and took the microphone from me. Then, with a calm voice, he said to them, Brothers, continue your activities. This is God's house, and He is here. I am Jehovah's anointed, and I know what He likes and what He does not like. So I can assure you that God is happy with all of this, so keep doing what you're doing. Then the pastor pushed me out to the outside of the atrium and said to me, Why are you threatening my livelihood? Go away. Then he began to push me and hit me, and when my companion appeared at that moment, he raised his right hand towards the pastor, and he fell like dead to the ground. I saw him collapse. Then he said to me, Come on, I'll show you what God approves of and what pleases Him. So we went to a field, and in this field there was a humble but very pretty wooden house, and there were several brothers who were celebrating the Lord's Supper. They were with much reverence, humiliation, and pleading. Then at that moment, while I was watching with this solemnity how they were having this rite, this emblem, that our beloved Lord left us to do in memory of him? While I was ecstatic looking at that, my companion told me, it is the true ritual. I saw how they washed their feet between them. They were in tears. They had tears. They asked each other for forgiveness. They asked God for forgiveness. Likewise, I saw how the wine and the bread were brought to them with a solemnity that pleased the Lord. Seeing this and being very tranquil and happy to be there, at that moment everything was over and I woke up. Beloved brothers, at that moment, when I woke up, I always stay meditating on things. Lord, help us, help us, help us to carry the message that people can understand that what you tell us is for consecration, for devotion before you, and day after day, moment after moment. At that moment, when I was thinking about all those things, the Lord said to me, Jeremiah chapter 23. So brothers, I leave you the assignment. Let's seek the Lord with all our hearts. Let's forget what people tells us. Let's forget about protocols. Let's forget about everyone. But let us follow the Lamb wherever he goes. May the Lord bless you.